Hey guys, so I'm going to jump just straight in and we're going to be now discussing zones 5, 6, 7, and 8. So first we're going to discuss immobilization protocol. So immobilization protocol, we're going to be fitting them with a volar wrist extension with MP, IP, the whole thing. The whole thing is going to be supported in an orthotic. The wrist is going to be extended in about 35, 40 degrees, depending on what the surgeon wants. And then we're going to have some flexion at the MCPs, and then our IPs are going to be extended. This is going to put these extensors on slack because they've just been repaired. And so that's really important to make sure that they are on slack. So remember zones 5, 6, 7, 8. Really want to make sure that we've got this nice and slacked. So they'll be put in that day and night for a couple of weeks until they're able to move on. So now let's start discussing the active immobilization. So let me read that real quick. Oh, alternative, not active. My eyes are blind. That's going to be if we only have, repairs on just like one side versus all of them. So we're going to actually have it, again, same position, wrist extension, MCP flexion, PIP extension, or, IP extension. But the ones that are going to be repaired are actually going to be higher than the ones that have not been repaired. So in this instance, my digits 4 and 5 have not been repaired. They're fine. They're okay. They're not involved in the injury or whatever. We can either have that cut loose or we could have them supported. It just depends on the anatomy and everything like that. Really, again, what your surgeon wants. So let's discuss early mobilization. Early mobilization, you're going to be fitting them with a dynamic orthotic, similar to the one that we've made, except there's going to be other things added to it to make it better suited for this population. So, without a hanger on, you're going to have wow, that really tripped me up. Sorry. Around day 3, you're going to start seeing them. Day 3 post-op, you're going to see them, and you're going to fit them with dynamic extension. So this is not made for me, nor is it made for this arm, but we're going to pretend like it is. You might actually have a volar portion to it as well, and so it's going to be kind of like a clamp shell. And what's super important about this is that you want to make sure that they've got a palmar plate, so that way they're able to go down into that extension. Let me put these on just for kicks and giggles. I'm not going to mess with it too much. You've got these things on, you've got this, so they're able to go down only so far into flexion. I might have said extension, I meant flexion. So go into flexion only so far, and then they're going to be pulled back into extension with the orthotic, helping them do that. So after about 3 weeks, this palmar plate can be discontinued, and then I'm not sure if at 3 weeks you would then take them out. You're going to keep them in this during the day, but I'm not sure if you would, because on the slides it has an extension, like a resting extension orthotic for night wear, but I'm not sure if that would start at week 3 or if you would give them that from the beginning, and they do this during the day and the resting extension at night. Because that could get really caught up in covers. So I don't know. We'll see. I doubt there's going to be a question on that. So you're going to continue doing exercises with them, or they are going to continue doing exercises rather. Not going to be with them all the time. And then even during this time. Wow, sorry, that was weird. So zone 7 and 8 is going to be like a wrist extensor forearm injury. Sorry. You're going to want to put them into we've seen this guy before, a volar, because it's in the volar aspect, extension block. So it's an immobilization with a radial bar. Radial because it's on the radial, comes on the radial side. If it was ulnar, it'd be on that side. But it's a wrist immobilization volar with a radial bar. Volar wrist immobilization with a radial bar. You put enough of the words together, it will make sense. This here does not have enough wrist extension. It needs about 40 degrees of wrist extension to really put these guys on slack. And then you can still move your fingers and stuff. That's good. That's fine. It is really important for us to make sure that we educate our clients on just watching for maladaptive patterns. They might have winging of their elbows. They might hike their shoulders. We did that assignment with this orthotic on. Y'all know how complicated it was and how complex and annoying and cumbersome and in the way it was. So imagine that for our clients, only they have to do it all day for like a long time. So really making sure that they're aware of all of their uninvolved joints. We want to keep them uninvolved. So really making sure that we teach them proper, safe body movements. There's that one. For exercises for zones 5, 6, 7, and 8, you can start to begin these exercises at around 3 weeks. You're going to have the wrist in extension still, because we still want to make sure that these tendons are on slack. But we can start to incorporate some of that MCP flexion, because again, remember how I said, well, I don't know if I actually stated it. It was in my head. But the extensor digitorum communis is going to insert at the proximal base of the proximal phalanx. So it's going to insert down here. And so if we have this movement at our MCPs, we're actually moving that a little bit. So we want to make sure that they're doing this in controlled manner, that they're not going all the way down, they're not going completely flat, they're, going just a little bit. So it's kind of like the same motion that they were doing in that, dynamic extension orthotic, but we want to make sure, with the plate, but now they don't have anything on. We're still going to continue that resting or that extension nighttime orthotic though. Let's see. Then around week 4, we can start to incorporate individual finger extension exercises. So it's kind of hard to isolate each individually, just again because of the musculature and how our bodies are made. Week 5 to 6, we can start to incorporate that, hook fist. So really starting to do the, the pencil one like that. That is how we do the EDC glide, tendon gliding. And then week 6 also we can start to incorporate that full composite fist. That is going to get us maximal excursion, especially if we start to incorporate that flexed wrist position. You want to make sure that they are doing this active and gently. So gentle, again, we don't do anything forcefully. We don't do anything aggressively. It's always gentle, low sustained stretch. Good things only. And then week 7, 8, you want to make sure that there is no extension lag. If there is extension, then, or if there is an extension lag, then you want to make sure that you're working on that extension, adjust the orthotics if it needs to be. And then, but you really want to make sure that you're balancing flexors with extensors. That's super important. So that was that. A lot, I know. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck studying.